Back in November 2022, something happened that completely changed the world. OpenAI launched ChatGPT. At first, people thought it was just a cool chatbot, but within a few years it completely transformed industries, created brand new businesses, and made a lot of early adopters extremely wealthy. Now here's the crazy part. Many experts believe we are about to witness another ChatGPT moment, but this time it won't happen on your computer. It will happen in the real world, and the technology behind it. Robots. According to NVIDIA's CEO, the ChatGPT moment for robotics is just around the corner. That means robots powered by artificial intelligence could soon become a normal part of everyday life. Imagine robots that fold your laundry, cook your meals, build houses, perform surgeries, drive you to work. It sounds like science fiction. But many researchers believe we are only about 5 years away from robots doing these tasks in our daily lives. And if that happens, it could completely reshape the global economy. The robotics revolution has actually already started. You just might not have noticed it yet. For example, driverless cars are becoming increasingly common. In 2023, autonomous vehicles were performing around 10,000 driverless rides per week. By the end of 2025, that number had exploded to 450,000 rides per week. That's a 45 times increase in just 2.5 years. And it's not just transportation. Companies are rapidly automating their operations. In 2019, Amazon had about 200,000 robots working in their warehouses. Today, that number is over 1 million robots. And this is only the beginning. So why is robotics suddenly accelerating? There are two major reasons. First, robot technology is becoming profitable. For many years, robots were simply too expensive to build and maintain. But thanks to improvements in artificial intelligence, sensors, and computing power, robots are becoming more efficient and cheaper to produce. Second, governments are starting to invest heavily in robotics. Countries like China have already poured billions into robotics companies to gain a technological advantage, and now the United States is beginning to follow the same strategy. Governments see robotics as critical for the future of manufacturing, national defense, economic competitiveness, which means massive amounts of money are now flowing into this industry. But this technological shift comes with a big question. If robots can do human jobs, what happens to workers? On one hand, robotics will create new jobs in engineering, software development, and manufacturing. But on the other hand, automation could replace millions of traditional jobs. Factories that once needed thousands of workers might eventually operate with only a handful of human supervisors. This type of disruption has happened before. When the internet first appeared, many industries disappeared, but entirely new ones were created. The same thing may happen again with robotics. Whenever a major technological shift happens, it also creates new investment opportunities. Think about the early days of the internet. Companies like Amazon, Google, and NVIDIA started small, but eventually became some of the most valuable companies in the world. If robotics follows a similar path, the companies building the future of automation could see massive growth. Investors looking at this space often focus on 4 major areas. 1. Robotics and automation companies. These are businesses directly building robots and automation systems used in factories, warehouses, and everyday life. 2. Defense and military technology. Governments around the world are investing billions into autonomous drones, robotic equipment, and AI-powered defense systems. 3. Manufacturing automation. Factories using robots can produce goods faster, cheaper, and more efficiently than traditional factories. For AI infrastructure, behind every robot is a powerful AI system running on massive computing infrastructure. That means companies building semiconductors, data centers, AI computing hardware could also benefit from the growth of robotics. In other words, robots might be the visible technology, but the real money could be made in the infrastructure powering them. Of course, there are also risks. Not every robotics company will succeed. Many startups in this space could fail, and the industry itself could take longer than expected to develop. Technology revolutions are rarely smooth, but history shows that when a major innovation transforms the economy, those who understand it early often have a huge advantage. Artificial intelligence has already changed how we work. The next step is bringing that intelligence into machines that interact with the physical world. And when that happens, the impact could be even bigger than AI software. Robots could transform industries like manufacturing, healthcare, transportation, and construction. The question isn't whether robotics will grow. The real question is, who will understand the opportunity early enough to benefit from it? Because if robotics truly becomes the next technological revolution, the people who get ahead of the trend today might be the ones shaping and profiting from the future tomorrow.